All right, we're going to look at the distributive property and combining like terms together to simplify expressions. All right, so we have the expression 4 times a quantity, and that quantity is x plus 3 plus 3. Anytime you see anything in parentheses, we say the word quantity. So 4 times a quantity plus 3. So what we do is we distribute that 4 to the x and get 4x. We distribute the 4 to the 3, it's positive 3, so we get plus 12. And then we keep the plus 3. So our result would look like this. 4x plus 12 plus 3 comes down. Okay, don't lose it, always rewrite it. Then we're going to combine like terms. Since we've done the multiplication, and by order of operations, multiplication gets done first, and that's done now. We're now going to look at combined like terms, and we've got a positive 12 plus 3, so that will give us plus 15. So our final result would be 4x plus 15. The next problem we have is 7 plus 2 times a quantity, and that quantity is 5 minus x. So again, what we're going to do is only distribute the 2 to the 5, which we would get a positive 10, and we would distribute the 2 to the minus x, which would give us a negative 2x. So we keep our 7, and we write 7 plus, this becomes 10, and that becomes minus 2x by distributing. So notice you're not distributing the 7. You are not adding 7 and 2, because if you listen, it's 7 plus 2 times a quantity. Multiplication gets done first. So our result now is 7 plus 10 minus 2x. So we're going to combine like terms, and again, we read in a left to right order. So we're going in this order. So 7 plus 10 gets done, and that's 17. And then we keep the minus 2x, since it is not like the same term as the number term. That would be your final answer. Right now we have 9 times a quantity plus 4 times a quantity. These quantities are different. It doesn't matter either way. But what this is really doing for us is telling us we're going to multiply 9 times something, so that gets done first. Then before we add anything like it's saying here, we're going to take 4 times the next quantity. So distributive property, we're going to do 9 times 5, which is going to give us 45. Then we're going to distribute 9 to the minus x, which gives us minus 9x. Then we're going to go here, and we're going to distribute the 4 to the x. So that's a positive 4. So it's plus 4x. And we're going to distribute the 4 to the positive 2, and we're going to get plus 8. So all of our multiplication now is done, and that's what we should have. 45 minus 9x plus 4x plus 8. Now, we want to combine 45 and plus 8, and we're going to then combine the negative 9x plus 4x. All right, and when we do that, we're going to get 45 plus 8 is 53. Negative 9x plus 4x is negative 5x. Because remember, when you have different signs, you'll subtract and you'll take the sign of the higher number, which would be 9 over 4, okay? All right, now we have a similar problem, okay? This had plus in it. This has a minus. So it's still 9 times a quantity, but it's minus 4 times a quantity. So same thing, we're going to do 9 times 5, which is 45, and 9 times negative x, which is going to give us minus 9x. But here we have a negative 4. You pretend that this isn't even here. This 9 times a quantity is done. So this is a negative 4 that we're looking at. So if we take negative 4 and we multiply it by x, we're going to get minus 4x. And if we take negative 4 times the positive 2, we're going to get minus 8. And as we know from before, this was 45 minus 9x. All right, so our answer will be, just as we've done, 45 minus 9x minus 4x minus 8. So remember that sign in front of 4 belongs to that 4, so it makes it -4. For distributing, we take a negative times each of these quantities inside, or each of these terms inside. Now combining like terms, we're going to get 45 minus 8, and we're going to get -9x minus 4x, and that will give us 37 minus 13x. All right, similar situation. We have 3 times a quantity. It's 4 minus x, and we have minus a quantity. Now, what we realize is there's no number in front of this parentheses, so we're subtracting everything inside this quantity. So we're subtracting x and we're subtracting 2, but it helps to put that 1 in front here so that when you distribute, you'll be distributing the -1. So we have 3 times 4, which is 12. We have 3 times -x, or minus x, which is minus 3x. Then we have -1. And we're going to distribute that to x, which gives us minus, it gives us minus 1x. I would keep the 1 there just so you see it for a little bit. And then we have -1 times positive 2, which gives us minus 2. Okay, and as we said, that's what this means. 3 times a quantity minus 1 times a quantity. And so our answer will be just as we wrote, 12 minus 3x minus 1x minus 2. We combine like terms, so we'll combine 12 minus 2, which would give us 10. And we will combine -3x minus 1 more x, which would give us minus 4x. And that would be our answer, 10 minus 4x. When we're looking at find the perimeter and the area of the figure. So we can see that the length is x minus 8. So we have x minus 8 here, and we have it here. And we have 3 here and 3 here. So what I like to do is write that on the side. So I'm going to write my 3 right over here. And I'm going to write x minus 8 down here so I can see it. And I realize for perimeter I have to add all my sides, so I want to make sure I have everything in front of me. Okay, so by doing that, perimeter is adding the sides. So we have x minus 8 plus 3 plus x minus 8 plus 3. So we have 2 x's. -8 plus 3 is -5. Minus 8 more is -13. And adding 3 is -10. So we wind up with perimeter equals 2x minus 10. And then to find the area means that we're going to multiply the length times width. And the length times width is 3 times x minus 8, but that's a quantity, so you put in parentheses. So you distribute 3 and you get 3x. And you distribute 3 to the minus 8 and you get minus 24. And that is how you find perimeter and area of a figure using algebra and leaving your answers in algebraic expressions.